The secret in the forwarded email. It was a Thursday evening in early March when Mark came home later than usual. The house in suburban Seattle was quiet except for the low hum of the refrigerator and the rain tapping against the windows. I'd made his favorite, salmon with lemon herb butter, and the table was set for two. When he walked through the door at 8:47 p.m., he smelled faintly of someone else's perfume, something sweet and floral that wasn't the clean citrus of his office colleagues. "Sorry, babe," he said, kissing my cheek quickly. "Client dinner ran long. You know how these tech accounts are." I smiled, because that's what you do when you've been married 9 years, and you still want to believe the best. "Dinner's still warm. How is it?" He shrugged off his coat, loosened his tie. "Boring. Mostly budget talk." His phone buzzed on the counter where he'd tossed it. He glanced at the screen, thumb hovering, then silenced it without answering. Later, as we watched a Netflix documentary neither of us was really following, his phone lit up again. 3 notifications in a row. I caught a glimpse of the name. "Sarah, product team. Popular tonight." I teased lightly. He laughed, but it sounded forced. "Just work stuff. Sarah's freaking out about the Q2 roadmap. I'll handle it tomorrow." He turned the phone face down. I didn't push. Mark had always been the responsible one. Senior project manager at a growing software company. Long hours, high stress. Late texts weren't new. I told myself it was nothing. But the texts kept coming over the next weeks. Always after 9 p.m. Always silenced quickly. Always Sarah or Team Slack. He started taking his phone into the bathroom when he showered. He changed his passcode. Little things, but they added up like drops in a bucket until it finally overflowed. One Saturday morning in April, I woke to find Mark already up making coffee. He left his laptop open on the kitchen island. Something he never did. The screen was dim but still on, email client visible. I wasn't snooping, not really. I just wanted to check the weather for our planned hike. But when I tapped the trackpad, Outlook woke fully, and there it was, an email thread at the top of his inbox. Subject, next week, confirmed. The sender was Sarah Mitchell. I knew the name. She'd been at the company Christmas party last December. Tall, early 30s, sharp bob, confident laugh. Mark had introduced her as the new product lead who's saving my ass on the Meridian account. I shouldn't have clicked, but I did. The most recent message was from Sarah, sent at 2:14 a.m. the night before. "Can't wait for Tuesday. Same place? I'll book the room under my name this time, just to be safe. Miss you already. Bring that shirt I like." Winking face. Below it, Mark's reply at 2:27 a.m. Already counting the hours. "Tuesday can't come soon enough. You looked incredible today in that blue dress." Could barely focus in the stand-up. My stomach dropped. I scrolled up. The thread went back months. February 28th. Mark. Dinner after the offsite? There's a quiet Italian place near the hotel. Sarah. Thought you'd never ask. March 12th. Sarah. Tonight was perfect. I hate sneaking around, but God, it's worth it. Mark. You're worth everything. March 25th. Sarah. Your wife suspects anything? Mark. Nah. She's trusting. Told her late texts are just work. She bought it completely. There were photos attached in older emails, nothing explicit, but intimate enough. Sarah in lingerie on a hotel bed, captioned, "Thinking of you." Mark shirtless in what looked like the same room, grinning at the camera. Reservations confirmations for boutique hotels in Bellevue and downtown Seattle. One even had a heart emoji next to king bed, late checkout. The worst part wasn't the affair itself, though that was devastating. It was how casually he dismissed me in writing, how he mocked my trust, how he'd come home after those late meetings, kiss me like nothing had happened, make love to me while texting her under the covers when he thought I was asleep. I sat there for I don't know how long, reading until I felt numb. Then I forwarded the entire thread to my personal email, screenshot everything, and saved it to a USB drive hidden in my jewelry box. I closed the laptop exactly as he'd left it. When Mark came back into the kitchen with his coffee, I was buttering toast like it was any other Saturday. "Morning, sleepyhead," he said cheerfully, wrapping his arms around me from behind. Morning. I managed, my voice steady only because I practiced in my head. We ate breakfast. We went on the hike. He held my hand across the muddy trail and told me how lucky he felt to have me. I smiled and nodded and took pictures of the waterfalls. That night, after he fell asleep, I packed a small bag and left a note on the kitchen counter. Mark, I saw the email thread with Sarah. I know about the hotels, the late nights, everything. I've made copies of it all. I'm staying at Jenna's for now. Please don't call or text. I need space to think. Claire, I didn't sleep at my sister Jenna's. I checked into a quiet Airbnb across town, turned off my phone, and cried until my ribs hurt. Mark called Jenna the next morning in a panic. She told him I was safe, but wouldn't say where. He showed up at her door with flowers and apologies, claiming it was a mistake. Just physical. I was going to end it. Jenna sent him away. Over the next weeks, he sent letters, actual handwritten letters, left on Jenna's porch. He begged. He promised counseling. He said he'd quit his job, move anywhere I wanted, do anything to fix us. But I kept reading those emails in my mind. The way he'd laughed at my trust. The way he'd planned secret meetings while telling me he loved me. I met with a lawyer. Washington is a no-fault state. But the emails help with dividing assets. We bought the house together. Retirement accounts, savings, the dog we'd adopted 3 years ago. Everything had to be untangled. One afternoon, about a month after I left, Mark asked to meet in a neutral place, a park near our old neighborhood. He looked thinner, eyes red-rimmed. He didn't try to touch me. I ended it with Sarah the day you left, he said quietly. She's transferred to the Austin office. I've started therapy. Individual, not just for show. I know I destroyed what we had. Claire, I know I don't deserve forgiveness. But I need you to know I'm sorry. Not for getting caught. For what I did to you. To us. I listened. Part of me wanted to believe he meant it. We'd built a life. Vacations in Maui, Sunday pancakes. Plans for kid we kept postponing until the timing was right. But another part, the part that remembered him brushing off those late texts with a casual laugh, knew some fractures can't be mended. I don't hate you, I told him finally, but I can't trust you. And without trust, we're just two people who used to love each other. We finalized a divorce in September. The house sold quickly. We split everything 50-50. I kept the dog, Rufus. He'd always been more mine anyway. 6 months later, I ran into Sarah at a coffee shop downtown. She looked polished as ever, but her smile faltered when she saw me. I'm sorry, she said before I could walk away. I know that doesn't fix anything, but I am. I nodded. I hope you're happy. Truly. I meant it. Holding on to anger was exhausting. A year after separation, I met David at a friend's backyard barbecue. He's a high school history teacher. Steady hours, dry humor, terrible dancer. We took it slow. No grand gestures, no rush promises. Just honest conversations and quiet evenings walking Rufus along the waterfront. Sometimes, when David's phone buzzes at night, he shows me the screen without my asking. Just my sister, he'll say, or fantasy baseball league drama. And I believe him, not because I'm naive now, but because he's earned it. Mark got engaged last month. I saw it on social media, a beach proposal, big ring, glowing captions. I felt a pang, but it passed quickly. Some chapters closed for a reason. I still think about that forwarded email sometimes. Not with rage anymore, but with a strange gratitude. It was painful. Yes, the most painful thing I've ever gone through. But it was also the moment I stopped living in a carefully curated lie. Trust, once broken that completely, rarely comes back whole. But life does. And sometimes the truth, however brutal, sets you free to find something real.